Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Bill with Franklin Loan Center, and today I wanted to talk about new home construction, new homes that are available, right? And one of the things that I'm seeing is a lot of these home sites are offering really big reductions on interest rates, right? So they're paying a bunch of points to buy down your rate as an incentive to use their in-house lender, and then also just to buy in their in their plat. And so that sounds great. I mean, like, obviously a huge issue right now is just where interest rates are, and we're seeing these guys pay, these builders paying 2 points or even more, 4 points. I saw one to buy down an interest rate by a whole 2%, right? And so that is super attractive, and I think that's, like, obviously really hard to sell against, and especially when all these plats, a large chunk of the inventory that's even available is in these plats, right? So, but there's a big thing that needs to be considered when thinking about buying in a new home, right, or a new plat like that, and that is the property taxes. So the property taxes in some of these new plats can be over 2%, right? I mean, like what do you call it? Tax rates are different all over the place. But, a lot of times we're used to seeing them like kind of the standard tax rate that we always start with pre-approvals is 1.25%, right? So if a new home site has a 2% tax rate, that's a really big difference, especially if you're talking like an $800,000 home or something, right? So it makes a really big difference. So the trap to this ends up being, well, okay, cool. So you're giving me a big break on my interest rate. That is huge. What you're not giving me is a big break on my property taxes. In fact, it's going completely the other direction. And so what's going to happen is you fast forward a ways, you could refinance a house that was already, that's at a 1.25% tax rate and bring that all the way down. I played around with some numbers and assumed about an $800,000 purchase. And with the higher taxes of a new construction, but with the lower interest rate, it's probably, it depends on the numbers, but you're looking at a savings of probably $400 to $500 a month right out of the gate. That's really great. But then if you get to a point where you can refinance down to that same interest rate, then it completely flips, and now you're at a $400 or $500 less expensive in the existing home versus new construction, right? So look, I don't want to make this sound like I'm hating on new construction, although I know it does. But to be really clear and not to sound like a hypocrite, but the last house my wife and I bought, new construction, right? So we took the hit. My wife likes the house, we buy the house. That's what we do, right? So there's not any one size fits all. Everybody's got to make their own decisions, but it is something that's really important to think about. That savings, especially, there's still a lot of hope for rates to come down. Rates have already come down. Shoot, we're down over a point since, the peak here a month or so ago, as I've been talking about. And so, that savings that they're giving you on the interest rate is very likely to be temporary. So again, it's just one of those things to think about. Those guys do an amazing job selling houses, right? They make them look amazing. They've got all the new kind of widgets that come in houses. They're move-in ready, obviously, all these things. All those are huge benefits. I'm all for that. But it just in thinking about it long term, don't overlook what the property tax thing is a really important aspect of it, right? So just wanted to throw that out there today. I am Bill. I'm with Franklin Loan Center, and I'll see you all next week.